definition number one is an explanation of what it's like when a human being is sophisticated. Definition number two is a definition of sophisticated when it's a machine. It's they're very, very different, because human beings and machines have two different maximum levels. Apparently,
See,
sophistication in a human being is knowledge of culture and worldliness and, fashion and art and, that kind of thing.
oh yeah, all that jazz, all that fun
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, it's just the word sophisticated in itself is a reminder of how few and how small. Because if we look at our known universe and the vast amount of stars and galaxies and universes around us, the real fascination for me is this advancement for industrial era which we live in. This technological boom that has been fascinating mankind for the past 150 years. But the thing that we don't discuss is how that sophistication of technology, development and manufacturing and processing has affected the human psyche, and in many ways has affected our flow state and our connection with nature.
I feel like a lot of people have talked about how it's affecting mankind. I feel the problem is that a lot of people aren't listening to what people have said about how it's affecting mankind.
I think it's a deeper paradox in many ways, because we tend to lock ourselves into this train of thought that this is the most important thing at this time, but sometimes it's really not. It's the most insignificant thing. Are you moving your camera while we're recording? I love this.
No, you're supposed to ignore it and just keep
Oh,
carrying the
right.
conversation.
Yeah,
God.
but hello, I have ADHD. Okay, like the second
We both
anything,
do.
I
I also
know.
don't believe that ADHD is real. It's a man-made
Oh,
diagnosis.
probably.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Listen, Chris is entitled to her opinions. I'm entitled to mine.
Fuck yeah, I am. They treated me for it long enough. I get to say what I want about it. So
Fucking A.
I'm not saying that other people can't say that they have ADHD and, whatever works for them. However you identify.
I think it's, whatever the name is, it's a state of mind, because some of us have had it more difficult to adapting to the world around us, and structure and curriculum and the schedule and so on and so forth. But that doesn't mean that you're bad or negative or defective in any shape or form. It just means that adapting to general, like, things you got to do on a day-to-day basis.
I'm adaptable.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got like a school of like 500 kids.
There we go.
And there were like 4 like me. So
Yeah.
it is pretty unusual.
Right.
I don't know. So I mean, like, yeah, it is. I mean, it did a lot of the times feel like somebody was saying there's something wrong with you. You know?
I went to correctional schools as a kid and throughout high school. And I met a lot of people that had learning disabilities very similar to me, but nothing against them. It's just the way that they were very fucked up, way more than I was, and that's one of the things that I'm very thankful for, was I was able to have different outlets of things for me to do, such as like Legos, drawing, cooking.
Yeah, cooking.
Yeah, the different things that I was able to adapt to that helped ease my itchiness, like my brain itchiness, because I can't stand still. I know I do that for an hour on the podcast, but trust me, I'm moving around a lot while we're podcasting. You just don't notice.
I I think that things could have been taught to me in a different way
Oh, for
and it would have
sure.
been just fine.
Okay.
I mean, it's
You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I've always thought that if things could have been taught to me in more of like a hands-on kind of way, instead of just sitting there staring at papers, like,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
textbooks and pages and having absolutely no context as to why I would need to know anything, it doesn't stimulate my mind to want to try to grasp it. Like, I just kind of sit on the outside of it where I am on the outside of the topic. I mean, now as an adult, I force myself to do it because my mind is already interested in it because of survival. But back then, it wasn't really related to my survival because I got on a bus and I went home to a clean house, cleanish, and there was foodish there, you
Right.
know.
Th-
So it's like I didn't have to pay any bills and shit. So, like my
you get that
mind had
freedom.
honestly no interest in learning these things because they were given to me in a very uninteresting way. Here's a new chapter. Read this chapter with the classroom. Like, it was just like, da, 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 And I mean, like, it's really no teacher's job to make me interested. Like, I understand they already have a lot going on, but maybe there could be like a whole other person's job where it's their
Yeah.
job to interpret it and regurgitate it to a person like me or
Well,
something, or make a different experience. I don't know. Either way, people like me aren't exactly good for the economy. But I mean, it sometimes happens where there's people like me that end up being like
I don't.
millionaires.
I don't. I don't agree with you with that because,
I know I'm saying that there's always exceptions, but I'm saying like in
right.
my case, I'm not really good for the economy, like in
Neither.
general. I
Neither
do
am.
fine, like, but like I don't make a whole lot of money, so like they don't get a whole lot of like income tax off of me, you
Neither.
know?
Yeah. Neither am I.
Which I
Like
never
it's
wanted to be part of their motherfucking system anyways, so fine. I mean, that was the whole point. I was in the
I
school
feel
and I
you.
didn't want to be part of their system then, and like now I'm like, you know what? You're not gonna make any much money from me either, fuckers. I don't know. Yeah, I hate the government today.
I don't blame you, honey. I feel you right back. But touching on what you were talking about, like having that handbook, I had a teacher. Shout out. I don't even
I
remember
love my teachers, by the
his
way.
his name was his name was Mr. Pollock, and he
Mm.
was our math teacher. And one thing that I always remember, this is the reason like I'm able to do some basic math. He made us build a pizza box, and he taught us how to do dimensions with making the pizza box. So we learned, the square footage and figuring out like the inches and diameter, to put the pieces together. And then on top of that, he taught us how to multiply with the pizza in there. So I was able to learn the tens table because of him doing those things. Again, giving that visual context, which was so valuable. And it's like one teacher I
Mhm.
had out of 10
The
years of
visual
school.
context.
Yeah.
One teacher out of 10 years was able to get to you. I
Yes.
also think that it was extremely detrimental for me to be in the same exact environment while learning tons of different things all the time. I really do. I mean, I think my mind absorbs better when I'm in an actual physical environment that compares to and has something to do with what I am learning.
Right.
So like I don't know, like if I was out with a friend and they were going to show me how to freaking like lace up a bow and arrow, like I would remember it better in the actual setting that it's happening in, and as compared to, just bringing one into a stale ass room with no personality. And
Right.
I just think that in the actual context of it, I'm going to remember it more because I'll have all these visuals with it too, instead of just papers and a visual that I'm trying to create in my own mind, only. Like, it's just,
Right.
I don't understand how everybody didn't have more trouble.
Well,
I wonder if everybody's just like more scared than I am
no,
of like
probably.
fucking up.
Look, probably not. Remember, keep in mind that a lot of the systems that we have today were designed to create a workforce. You know, look, I would
Which I
love.
am not part of.
I'm not either anymore, thankfully. And one of the ways that you could look at a dystopian utopia is, for example, taking like the Swedish approach to education and applying it here to the United States, which would never work in a million years, in my personal
What's the
opinion.
Swedish approach like?
So their approach is, once the kids, they have a certain curriculum. So at the beginning, they teach them about nature and life, being a part of like, doing gardening, playing outside. That's kind of like the beginning years. Then they have basic studies, so teaching them basic skills. You can Google this, and they'll probably explain it in better structure than I am. And then, if I'm not mistaken, once they reach kind of like their high school years, they get to choose a curriculum to help them eventually get to a career path that they're looking for. So they'll like sit down and figure this out. So they basically choose their classes. So the classes are designed for the students to help them in their career path. The reason I say this wouldn't make sense here in the United States is, simply put, there's too much money involved and too little to go around. Simple as that.
I just read like the craziest thing on Google.
Is it Sweden? My apologies if I mixed up one of the Scandinavian
Like New
countries.
Zealand, we're talking about anywhere
There,
else than Sweden.
well,
Who
there's
knows?
other. There's no. There's
Holland.
other. No, no. There's other. Correct. There's also Holland, which I believe also uses kind of very this similar educational system. More design. Again, we're not educational counselors by any means. We're just talking as people. But my thought approach is like, that type of education system works really well to make thought out individuals with careers that are beneficial in the long run. Because here in the United States, like, let's give an example, white collar, which is corporate. What happens if the company goes bankrupt before you're able to retire? You lose your entire retirement and everything that goes with it. Or for example, you're with the company for 20 years and they just fire you. So you just lose everything. So a lot of,
Well, why?
because of the structure, for example, even today, like for example, the state that I come from, doing jobs, for example, like working in plumbing, heating, electricianal work, other examples, like for example, owning a business or doing real estate or something in that nature. Right now, these jobs are in high market and they pay really well. And it takes very little, it takes a year or two to get your education, compared to a lot of these corporate careers that take many, many years, cost substantial a lot of money. I'm sorry if I'm talking so much. My apologies. Substantial amount of money.
I asked you a question. I thought, why would they lose all their retirement though?
Because a lot of these corporate companies, a lot of times when they go bankrupt, they, I think it's called residual assets. So they can't be assigned. So if you don't retire, they technically don't owe you anything.
Oh yeah, because you never get the chance to actually retire.
Correct.
Shit. My friend, she just retired as a mail carrier at
Oh,
the age
nice.
of 36.
Good for her.
Yeah. Retired. I was like, is it a little early? And she was like, absolutely not. I qualified. And she's been a mail carrier since she was like maybe 18. So like she's like, yeah. She's like, I work there. Like, I've retired. I'm like, oh, okay. But I guess like, she really paid into her retirement. She was done, man. She's like, I'm never fucking carrying another piece of mail again.
Well, the thing, you
She didn't
know,
say that, but
the thing about it is a job like those, they're hardworking jobs. Even delivering mail, because remember this person driving all
oh,
around.
so hard.
Yeah, like it could be hot, in the summer and freezing cold in the winter.
Freezing cold out here, man. Plus she had to work through the entire pandemic.
That's rough.
Then you got freezing cold, multiple feet of snow and the pandemic all at
Right.
the same time.
Not a fun
She
combination.
certainly retired. She's like, fuck this.
But, it's just, I personally, from what I have been seeing, it's just this change of, even for myself, the joy of making your own income, like working for a business that is beneficial to you, knowing that it's small,
Yeah.
knowing that you have a future to be a part of this and help it to grow. For example, being an electrician is a great example of this. You get to be a part of something, you get to have a crew eventually, working together as a team, helping out, taking care of customers and clientele. There's nothing wrong with going the other direction, but I personally feel like just the way that inflation has been going, the way that we've been changing, even for myself, I just want more and expect more. And I don't want to come off as like, I want.
You don't want to come off as needy?
Oh fuck no. I'm
Is that
far from
it?
it.
Or did I
I'm
just say that? Like, you
No,
don't want
you're
to come off as
correct.
what? Is that it?
Needy. I'm not needy. I don't want to. I'm not a fucking needy person.
I had a really good therapist once, as you know, and I
Oh,
remember I
yes.
was venting to her about I had a old ex-boyfriend who called me needy, and I told her, I said, I'm upset because he said that I was needy, and that's so mean, and like you should never say that to your girlfriend, like you should never say that to your significant other, call them needy. And she said, how come you didn't look him in the face and say, you don't need enough? It's so profound to think like, like you think I need a lot. It's like, why don't you need more? Like why always put yourself in the wrong, I guess, is what I'm saying. So like one of the healthiest things you can do for your mental health is recognizing your needs. So this would be one of yours. Like, you're thinking like, man, I don't want to sound needy, because you've touched on something that's actually quite important. And like those senses that we have where we're like, man, I'm being really needy, like it means that you're like breaking through
I
that,
I'm
that's
tired.
where the need
I,
is,
I
and
am
that is health,
honey,
is to recognize it
honey.
all.
I am fucking tired of being a machine. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being a machine. Plain and simple.
Yeah, you have to break it down. I mean, I completely left the system. I've been through all kinds of really screwed up experiences. I
I
mean, you know
know.
this.
I've been
And
I've been through it with you
I
many times.
broke as a human, and I just said fuck you, to the whole system. And it was cool. And I think that break, it's like there were many different times where I had to go back into being a machine, back into working in the system, back into it after I broke. I had to still force myself to participate over and over again. But I feel like I've eventually gotten to a place where I've created a world where I work for a small business. And it's like not like a fake small business. Like some of them want to play up this small business thing, but they're really just corporate assholes who are just doing their shit for money. This place is
A
actually
hundred
small.
percent.
Unlike the old place that I used to work for that would also claim being a small business that really just hurt a lot of people and they were never even present in their business at all. Uh, I'm sure I signed some contract where I'm not allowed to talk about the old people that I worked for. I don't know. You're so
But
cute.
I
I checked
know
the
I
phone.
had
It's a picture of you and Louie. I
no
love
me and
it.
Twixie. You have Louie. I have Twixie.
Oh, it's you and Louie. It's you and I'm high and I'm focused
Yeah,
on the
I know.
podcast. It's
That's
you.
all right.
It's you and Twixie is what I meant to say. I
My
thought cute
apologies.
little furry thing and my head said, I don't know. I saw a
But
giant Twix bar the other day and I thought of you.
oh, oh,
It
well,
was like
yeah. I
a
always look at Twix. Massive one. Yeah, that's Twix. Twix is a massive Twix bar. You can't share it because there's only one. There's no left or right. There's only one. It's just
yeah.
one cat. But touching on your point, it's the thing is I grew up in blue collar county. Okay, like my dad was did plumbing and heating. He did construction, and a lot of the people around did electrical work. They worked on cars. They worked as contractors and architects. So my experience was like these were successful people. Like my dad, that's what he wanted for his family. That's what he always told us was like, I want you to be the most successful version of yourself. My brother did that, Mac. My
Yeah.
brother and sister in Israel have been doing that with their family and so on. And I've been trying to do that, with this podcast and now kind of focusing on something that I can build and do that I'm really good at. But it's so hard when you feel unhuman. And that's how I felt. And I don't
Like a
ever want to,
machine.
yes, I don't ever want to feel like that ever again. I'm serious. I don't think I could handle it one more time. And
I
yeah,
think I could handle it.
I
I
can't.
think I've figured out how to handle it. I don't think
Good for
that you
you.
should. I'm not saying that you should, but I say that there's certain times where I can throw myself into machine mode because I see an end. I see when I'll get to the other side of it.
I can't.
Sometimes, I mean, just talking about machine mode makes my shoulder hurt. Like I can like feel the pain of like when I was just a machine.
In my
And it,
ears
yeah,
because I was in a
yeah, I
call
bet.
center. Yeah, I'm constantly rubbing my ears. It's ridiculous all day. It's a really nasty habit that I've got. Because you remember you said with your shoulder, it's the same thing.
Just talking about it,
Yeah,
like there's like physical pain attached to it.
yeah.
But I knew that I needed change in my life, and I knew that the only way I was going to get it is if I got a certain number of money, and I had to go into machine mode in order to save enough money to move out of an unsafe situation. And that took being in mode in order to move my life from one place to another. And I think that it's too bad that things are controlled by money, but like there's like sometimes those shit situations that work that just requires you to be a machine is there for that kind of thing at
For
least.
the
Like
right
it's terrible,
for
but
the
it's
right
like
kind of people.
if you're willing to go out there and like bust your ass like hard, like you can get the money that you need to get yourself to a different place hopefully. But it shouldn't be that way. But at some point in some ways we are machines for money if we have to be. It's a luxury not to have to deal with that kind of thing, I think.
Yeah,
To
the
just be you.
I one thing that I'm very thankful and appreciative for growing up in a house with an immigrant is resourcefulness. I can survive with very little for a long time.
That's sweet.
And it's not just that, it's being content with what you have and not what you don't have. Because there's a lot of benefits that come with corporate America. There is. And that's one of the benefits of capitalism. However, just like artists stand out of the crowd, the same way applies where out of the 300 million Americans that are in this country, I guarantee you, not every single person is built for it. And this is something that's not spoken about. We're constantly in this idea of spending so much of our money and constantly getting new things. And especially like right now, it's around the holidays. I,
Ugh.
I'm I think what we love the most and what we should care about the most personally is being just around people. People that we love, people that we enjoyed around and be hanging out with. That's something that I love to do. You know, when I go to work, I get to hang around people that I want to hang around with, which I get to do every day now. It's awesome. But that is something as we humans we cannot hide from. We are tribal. Plain and simple, we're tribal. It is in our DNA. Unless you figure out a way of removing it, it's in there. We need to be around people, but in a positive way, not in a negative and destructive way.
Yeah. Yeah, just like required to be around each other because you have to work and make money.
Correct. And if you need to work and make money, it shouldn't be a struggle where you're feeling depressed and miserable with your life, that you're questioning your sanity every fucking day.
No, there should be more rules about what they can make people do and how much of it, you know?
You know what? I'm sorry if I'm talking so much. I want to share something with you, and I shouldn't be saying this in the podcast, but I don't give a flying fuck. I'm not going to mention names, but the company that I worked for, I had a knee injury at the beginning of the year, around February.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is devastating. But
Yeah, but those fuckers treated you so shitty. And like
so
now that you've left them, like we can really be like, man, this is bullshit. Like, I feel
wait,
like people do that. Like after it's over, you're
so
like, you know what? And I put up with that too. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
honey, go in there. Yes, okay. I got her in her little cubicle. Anyway, so what happened was I was trying to file for disability, so I'd be able to start doing physical therapy and be able to start getting it taken care of. Anyway, I filed the papers. I went ahead to go to a different doctor. And the way that the company worked, you can't call HR, you have to message them. So I messaged HR and they told me I have to deal with this company to take care of it. So I reached out to the company, it takes 3 weeks for approval. By that time already, I had a different doctor. So I told them that. They tell me that because I have a different doctor, I have to refile all the paperwork all over again. So keep in mind, it took 3 weeks for the first approval. So now I have to wait another 3 weeks to get the papers all redone. So I wasn't able to do it. So I
Yeah.
told them nicely that it is hard for me to drive. I literally was driving with a brace on my leg. Okay? This is how bad it was. Like there was a brace on my leg, so I was able to drive. And this is crazy. They wrote me up for final notice on March 7th. I believe it was March 7th. Yeah, pretty almost positive March 7th. Don't quote me on that. But and I was like, final notice because I was showing up late. I looked at him like, you made it almost impossible for me to get disability. I understand there's procedures and policies and so forth. But you're giving me a final notice because I risked my life with a brace in a car? Do you understand how dangerous that is? That is extremely dangerous. So, again, this is my experience. And my experience as me has been negative to the point where I felt not appreciated, unhuman, and unreal. So, whether money or finances, fuck that shit. I am done. Thank you for letting me go. Much appreciated. You made it easy now, so I can get unemployment. God bless you.
I feel like they created a job to make money off of people doing something that they didn't want to do themselves, so they hired people to do it. It's like they created I don't know, they didn't think about the job that
Sorry.
they had created for people. Like, they came up with this idea. I don't
Mhm.
know. It's I mean, it's a
No,
big
no, no.
concept, you know,
Go
but
on with this. No, no, no. We've talked about this before, and you have a really good explanation on this. I'm
what do
listening.
you mean?
No, like you. I'm gonna butcher the fuck out of this. You were telling me like a while ago about like with the machine and like the process, and how like what it does to your mind, and you were telling me like that state, you get into. You don't know what I'm talking about, do you? No.
I don't know which one you're talking about, but
Oh god, no.
I just yesterday I went on a little ramble. Yeah, it really was yesterday. I went on a little ramble about how, like, as time goes on, like, the way that they make us, whoever that is, the way that they make us
Inclusive.
dependent, they make us dependent on them, and they make us powerless, and they make us, just powerless, like, just without any strength, without any authority of any kind to make choices with, to have, is that we don't physically have things anymore. We don't have anything. We don't own anything. We have no ownership of things. Without ownership of things, you cannot own your feelings, you cannot own your actions, like everything your identity is just like gone. Like you don't own anything at all. And I'm saying like this is kind of like, some weird thing like when it comes to like us not owning homes, whatever, I mean that those would be like your regular examples, but my little example was something just as simple as like, like let's say you use your GPS to go somewhere and you use it like 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
You because you never actually like memorize how to get there. You just kind of put the thing on, you follow it, like whatever. And so since you never memorized, you never paid attention, you weren't really aware while you were driving there, you just followed the phone. You never took ownership of anything in that situation. Like
Okay.
honestly. Like
Right.
and so you never actually you don't own anything. You don't own the knowledge of how to get there. Like you never took the time to learn it, so you don't own it at all. And it'll I'm saying that it's happening, like in our actual worlds with physical things like not owning a home, but also that it happens with our own knowledge. There's a lot of things that we don't own the knowledge of because we just let our phones kind of, do it instantly all the time.
I know.
But yeah, it was just kind of like a weird little rant that I was on yesterday. And I mean, I feel like it kind of goes along with it, what we were talking about. I feel like it's semi related to an extent.
Yeah, it's just it's strange for me because I get very emotional when it comes to different thoughts. And you gave that example with the GPS. It's like I'm always paying attention. I'm always paying attention to the dumbass drivers. Like, and it's funny because a lot of the places that like I know out here, I don't even really need a GPS. I can go places without it. Quite a few places. But that is an important point, paying attention. Being, because the idea is like, okay, you're listening, right? But are you actually understanding what I'm telling you? It's this is the thing. I feel that if you just listen and you don't
Ooh,
ask,
what?
no, I'm done.
No, Louis looks really sad over there,
What do
like
you mean Louis
alone.
looks really Twixie looks really happy over here. Look at this. Look at this.
I don't know. I was listening to you. I looked over at Louis. He looked really, really sad.
You had a stoner moment. It's okay.
I didn't have a stoner moment. He looks sad. Like, I think he misses mom and dad.
I don't know. That could be true. I mean, he has been around them for quite some time.
I don't know what he's doing.
Mm-mm.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Ugh.
No, you're fine. I
Animals,
mean, we've
they're
been.
distracting.
Oh, listen. I mean, it's been a pretty heavy topic. I mean, we've been talking about the system, the machine.
The
The
machine. Yeah, yeah,
machine.
yeah. What did you think I was saying about the machine? I do not remember
I,
this thing that I said that you're telling me about. Hopefully I didn't go on a big rant that I definitely don't remember saying. It's kind of weird.
the thing is, like, I remember moments. I don't remember the pieces.
You just remember a moment where I like talked about the
I just like
machine.
the thing about me is that I remember things by just random things that happens in sentences. So if I hear like banana or weird thing, I'm like, what? Huh? And then like just that just sticks in my head, and that's just a good. Again,
Banana.
I have learning disabilities through the wazoo, and there's good reason for it. So my organization skills is just everywhere.
Yeah, I
Everywhere
feel
and
you.
anywhere. It's like Disneyland.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Disneyland's a fun place though, you know? Like,
You can get lost in Disneyland if you don't know where you're going. I will tell you that.
yeah, I had taken some time to think about identity recently. And what I just spoke about, I think has a lot to do with like how people see themselves, you know, like I think for a lot of people like what we're able to accomplish, what we do, you know, it's just like how do you see yourself? What kind of person are you? Like I don't know, things can change a lot like in your identity when you change like jobs, just kind of like what you're doing like on a daily basis, like over and over again. I feel
It's
like
the repetitive
being a
pattern.
machine like at work, I don't know if I really even had time to think about like how I saw myself, but I remember like feeling really really sorry for myself like a lot like while I was in that situation. So I think I saw myself as like a victim because I couldn't get out of the situation that I was in.
Right.
I mean, I really stuck it out, you know?
I stuck it out for as long as I can. I look, the thing about me is as much as I'm an artist, as much as I'm a podcaster, I do have a love for cooking. Um I did do it for 6.5 years. And it's just enjoyable. I mean, coming up with recipes, trying out new things. I've always been a very creative chef, so my type of cooking is a bit experimental at times, but traditional and creative. Yeah, I can cook. Surprise! Ta-da!
David can cook and he's been cooking a lot recently.
Yeah, I make a lot. Well, yeah, I make focaccia. I make we call them pigs in string bikinis.
I saw that. I'm hungry right now just
Oh
thinking
my
about
god.
it.
Well, yeah, it was a genius idea. I mean, we basically take hot dogs and we make a dough, and basically we coat it with egg, to give it that like glaze, and I put on a little bit of brown sugar and sesame seeds, and then
Oh, you jazzed it up.
yeah, honey, I jazz it up. So usually what we do is we kind of create like a bikini. It kind of looks like a diaper, but it's a bikini. And then there's like little strings that go around to emphasize like the string. Damn,
I
I
have a
didn't know.
picture of it.
Mm-hmm. I
Let me
sent you.
see.
They're
Oh
really
yeah.
they're really fun to make.
Oh my god, they're cute.
Yeah,
Yeah, they make
those
me
are.
hungry.
And it's it's kind of crazy because we were talking about this the other day. we're talking about flow state. You're asking me what is flow state, and I was explaining to you that flow state is a state of mind where you just focus on one thing. A great example of that would be like yoga, swimming, jogging, exercise, painting, sculpting. There's a lot of things that you can do. It's basically just doing a task, doing a repetitive task, doing different steps. You recently mentioned you started taking ballet.
Yeah,
So
I go to ballet class tomorrow.
very exciting. So that is kind of what flow state is, and it's really good for your brain and muscle memory. It really helps like hone into a craft, and it's just it's something that if it's something you enjoy, it's awesome. It's your me time. It's your time to focus on just that.
To me, what it sounded like was kind of like basically it's a moment where you already know what you should be doing. And so you just get in that moment and like do the activity. And
Right.
then like your body is kind of like used to it. Like let's say like you play tennis. And so like you're playing tennis, you're used to playing tennis. Tennis is like a moment where you get kind of like a break from like what you usually do most of the time. And then like it puts your mind elsewhere. And so
Okay.
your mind is like occupied, like doing this like tennis activity. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, you're now going to use like there's still going to be thoughts that are going to pop into your mind about your regular life. But now they're kind of more on the back burner.
Yeah, it's the interesting thing about
And it
um,
lets you kind of like see them without as much like pressure on them.
yeah, my mic was a little weird for there for a second. Um, it's basically where you like you said, you kind of set aside and kind of focus on that thing. And to me, that is like the best state because, once you get into those, you can kind of start perfecting things that you kind of notice, I could try that. Oh, that's better. That didn't really work. Okay, let me try this way. You see where I'm going with this?
Kind of.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
Oh no. I know, I get it. I think I just like want it to be like even more than what it is. I get it. Like
In what
I mean,
way?
I just feel like it's like meditative to have an activity to get away from things. Like I know that just sounds like way too simple, but like for me, like you get a legit freaking break from everything that you're doing. I guess work doesn't really like do it for me. Like it can, and like if I'm busy enough, I like have to, but like a lot of times like my work is like kind of like slow. So it's like it doesn't occupy my mind enough for me to like not think about issues and like problems that I need to solve and like, just anything, So it's like I don't exactly get like that flow state like break feeling.
But I still think it's important to have. I was telling you that
Yeah,
it's
I mean that'd be great.
yeah, and it's not just that. It also it kind of gives you a little bit of freedom. To just less stress. Less anxiety. Come on, that's the best thing. Like
I think a lot of people don't have the time or the energy to be doing like another thing. I mean, there's got to be like flow state stuff that you can do that doesn't. I mean, that's why meditation is pretty great because like nobody can be like, oh, I was too tired to meditate, like I
just
didn't have enough physical energy to meditate. You're like, all you got to do is fucking sit there.
yeah, just get a quiet place. And
I mean,
once
I
you
can understand not having a quiet place.
then
God.
get a pair of noise canceling headphones. There's Bose QC 45s.
Yeah, because everybody can afford that.
Well, look, there's always options and solutions to multiple problems.
I
All I
feel
was
like sneak into your public library and just go meditate in the corner.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I mean, if public libraries still exist, dun, dun, dun. No, they
Hell
still
yeah, they
exist. Of
do.
course they do. I'm kidding. But those are the things that I've started to be able to appreciate again more and more. You know, I definitely feel that there is much more clarity for me. Like, this is the first time I've probably had complete sentences that didn't sound like absolute ramble, in an hour.
What,
But
like me?
you're fine. You're better than me half the time. Sometimes I'm the one that's always talking, or sometimes you're the one that's always talking, or sometimes like it's an in between. It just depends.
Did you see my nails?
I did see your nails. They're very pink, like very pink.
You like?
Yes, yes, indeed. It's very early 2000s. Like,
There's so many of them.
yeah, I'm getting like Lizzie McGuire vibes heavy right now. Is nobody seeing this? No. Are you doing enchante right now?
I don't know. I was just kind of like showing off my nails
Vogue.
all around my
Okay, I
face.
love it. Love this girl. Love what's going on over here. This is fabulous.
Nails
Amazing.
cost half as much. I was just saying that nails cost like half as much um, as they used to for me. So nails are a part of my life again.
Are you
It's
serious? Like
so easy.
half the price?
Yeah, like half the fucking price. It's incredible. Like, you know, just I'm not gonna throw out numbers because it's embarrassing how much money I'm spending on my nails, but it's
No, no. I have somebody out here that gives me a really good deal. I go to her sometimes, but it is very cheap. Like I could go there. I can go there like every 2 weeks. And
oh,
it would.
speaking of cheap, I went to Walmart last night.
Oh God,
Yeah.
what did you find?
Well, I know I'm not supposed to like support Walmart, because they're part of the machine.
Okay, I have a
Um,
I have a Beavis and Butthead T-shirt that I got at Walmart and I wear it to work, and everybody loves it. Okay,
I
customers
should have
love it.
looked at the graphic tees. I can't believe I went and I didn't look at the graphic
So
tees.
awesome. $8, $8 fucking dollars for a Beavis and Butthead, and it's just perfect for work. I
I want
love
to
it.
show you all the stuff I got. I got
My
this like
God, a Walmart haul. Damn,
I
we need to make a
did.
different kind of podcast.
I went on a Walmart haul and I just basically went through and picked out the very best things in the Walmart. Like I like went like gold digging, through the Walmart, like just like diamond in the rough. And it was. I was like, "Holy shit, this pink sweater is bomb." Like, you've got to be kidding me. But I bought it in a double XL so that it's just like huge on me. Like it's like a robe of like a pink sweater. It's beautiful.
Hey, each person needs their own type of robe. Some people.
It's not a robe. I mean, I'm just saying it's like a big like shrug kind of like sweater instead of like a fitted sweater cuz I bought it as a double XL.
Oh my God, that must be
It
humongous.
is, it's huge. It's like just like, all over me.
Oh my
It's
God,
just it looks
you
great that
had. Oh
way.
my God, that reminds me. Was that the white? No, you had a humongous sweater.
Yeah.
What color was it?
I mean, I've had a couple humongous
No,
sweaters.
I remember this one that it was either white or like a tan color. It was huge.
My
You,
sweater that just like ate me.
yeah,
It
that
had
one.
this like collar that would
It
like
was
come up around my face.
Yeah, it was humongous. I remember.
I
Oh my God,
love a I love a big sweater, like
you.
where I'm just like I can't move.
I think you always wore them with, I think, black leggings or black pants,
Yeah.
with black
Still.
boots. Oh my God, you haven't changed it. Damn, honey, it's
No, I
been
feel
3 years. Three
when I was
years.
single, a lot of my clothes were like very like masculine. But then like when I would go out,
Military man.
I would dress up like a girl, you know? Like I wear more girly clothes.
I'm a Barbie girl in
But
a Barbie world.
now that I'm in like a heterosexual relationship, I feel like I should be like more like girly. And I'm still like kind of like, you know, teetering I'm like it is weird. Like I feel like I should like dress more like feminine, you know? And it's like that's what I was talking about, like these like identity things, you know, like where it's like because of what is going on in my life, because of the different roles that I'm playing, like the way that I see myself is kind of like changing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like very it's a lot all at once and I probably don't even understand like what's happening, you know?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't.
But
I don't
I know that
understand.
a lot of my clothes that I used to wear a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
time, when I put them on now, I feel like I look like I'm dressed like a boy. And I'm like, well, I don't want to wear this like when I go to hang out with like, you know, my like male partner. Like I'm like I don't feel like that fits, you know?
I
Like
don't
it's like I
think.
want to be feminine. I want to be sexy all of a sudden again. Like it's different.
I can't relate, unfortunately.
I know, but I'm telling you, this is just an
No,
experience of
I
mine.
hear you. I hear you. That is a lot to process. I mean, for me, it's a little bit different. For me, it's processing not being in a corporate environment anymore.
Yeah. So you can finally but you can see how like your clothing changes, you know, with like the environment that you're in.
Well, now my outfit is jeans and a black t-shirt and sneakers. Whereas before it was business casual. We were wearing button downs every single day, which now the button downs are present but are no longer used. I mean, I will wear them, but
I
it's
don't
hard.
know.
It's hard to. Again, it's a process because I'm very confused. I don't really understand what's going on. I don't. I'm just going with the flow. Hey, flow.
Yeah.
Hey, flow.
Yeah, I bought a t-shirt from the little boys department last night, you
God,
know?
Jesus
Like
Christ.
I'm saying
You're
like
fucking with me right now, honey. No,
no, I
you're gonna
did. I want to show it.
what?
Let me show it to you. You'll be
No,
like,
you
"Oh."
didn't. No, you didn't. Oh
You'll
God,
be
we're
like,
not making this
"Oh."
shit up. We're not making this
Okay,
shit
here,
up
you
right now.
talk for a second.
Oh my God, I can't fucking believe this. All right, an extra small. Jesus fucking Christ, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
These are all the strange objects that I bought from Walmart last night. And they're
Extra
just
small from the kids. I don't believe this.
no, I bought a large from the little
A
boys section.
large. Oh
Look at
my
it.
God,
How cute is it?
dear Lord Jesus.
I had to have
Oh
it.
my God, that's from the kids section.
Isn't it the cutest tee you've seen?
How do you know that thing fits? You tried it
I
on.
haven't tried it on. I
Oh
can
my
try it on
God.
right now.
Oh
Here,
my
I'll go off
God.
camera.
Oh my God. Let me pause this. Hold on.
For the podcast to begin with.
Oh my God. This is fucking crazy.
Don't I look so good in this shirt
Oh my
though?
God. What the hell?
What? It's a great shirt. Like I was
You
like, this is a
know,
good shirt.
it's funny. I actually bought underwear recently. I
From the
always
little boys department?
no, I always used to order extra large. And also like large. But the problem is that they no longer fit me. So I like bought medium for the first time and I was like, I'm freaking out. And then I try them on. I'm like, oh my God, this now actually that's the thing that I've had to process because surprise, I actually like lost over like 37 pounds. I used to be like 198. I'm now like 163. Yeah, like 163. So I'm like used to wearing big clothes and big pants. And now I'm not so big. So it's weird getting small size and like, oh my God, this fits like I got a size 32 pair of pants. Right now I wear to work every day. I'm like, doesn't really fit me that well. I'm like a size 30. It's Bananas.
This is actually a little big on me.
Oh my god, this is hilarious. This is fucking hilarious. You look good. You do look good.
It's a good t-shirt.
Great conversation starter, by the
It's
way.
great. It fits
Hey, look at my
perfectly.
shirt. I got this in the kids section at Walmart.
Yeah, it's a damn good shirt. Like, I look like Kurt Cobain and Mandy Moore had a baby.
Oh my god, that definitely happened. I believe the tabloids. 100%. I believe them. I have to.
Okay,
Good
here's
gossip. Good
but
gossip.
how 90s is this shirt?
Very 90s.
I know. I know. So this is my pink sweater.
How 80s is this shirt right now? Like
Yeah.
full, yeah.
Look at this big ass fuzzy pink sweater that I
Oh
got.
dear god.
It's so soft.
You're going to hate me.
It's so
You're,
big.
you're going to hate me right now because I don't want to tell you what that reminds me of.
What?
Do you remember in Harry Potter? I think Umbridge. Remember the teacher that is all pink?
That's funny. This sweater has no pockets,
What?
which
Makes no sense.
is very weird. Like it's like
You
probably one
can
of the
you
what?
can you can sew on your own pockets.
That could be cute.
Yeah, it's not that difficult, and you can make it cute. You can get like a cute little pattern and put it on.
Well, this I don't know if you can see it. I feel like the color's like all bleached out, but like this is a really bright pink sweater. That's
Oh
funny.
yeah, it is very bright. I can see to any of our listeners, it is a pink fuzzy jacket. It's like
And it's a double XL, so
it.
it's just
Oh
like
my
big.
god! All right, what
On
else? What else we got in this haul?
No, it's a
Grr.
triple XL. I got the biggest one they had.
Oh my god!
Okay.
I half
This
the time I don't believe this woman. Seriously,
look at
I love
this.
you. Oh, that is cute.
The little 90s dress.
Oh my god, honey, like
So,
just
this is what I'm talking about. I could wear this on top of my little boy t-shirt.
okay. I want to see that right now. I want to see that right now. Hold on. I'm pausing this. Wow. Wow. Look at the difference. All right, girls, this is number JC 675, dressed today by Karissa, which is our model. Here, spanning out our green free t shirt, starting at $25.99. That's $25.99. And just for $5 easy payments, give us a call right now at 1-800-QVC. Dun, 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 dun,
That's
dun.
actually kind of cute.
You're screaming like 1992, like brown Ford Bronco, like
Right?
Palo Alto, California. Like the Goo Goo Dolls are playing, you know? No, that's later on. My apologies. Wrong part of the 90s.
I don't know. It's kind of cool though. Got fuzzy up in here. And then to make it even more 90s. Sorry for being so loud.
Wow, that is very glittery. That is superbly glittery. We are definitely taking pictures of that in my convertible when you come down here.
I haven't had a good backpack since the last time I was in love.
Are you serious?
The last time I had a good backpack was like 2017.
Wow, that is a lot of noise.
I know. It's kind of good. It's like sound effects. Makes people feel like they're like here with me as I.
Yeah, exactly. As
Yeah.
you're unwrapping this heavily black littered backpack.
Glittery backpack has lots of glitter on the front. I know over the years all these little glitters will fall off and it will be sad, but right now it's perfect.
For right now, which
At
is
this
amazing.
moment,
At this
there are no
moment.
glitters missing.
Nope.
This backpack's so cute though. And guess how much money it was?
$10.
I know. It's fucking crazy.
They had those at our Walmart. I saw them. They were
Oh
really
my
nice.
god.
They
Guess how
had
much my little boy t-shirt was?
$5.
It was actually $10. But guess how much this dress was?
$11.
Three.
Okay,
$3. Look
let
at
us remind our viewers. This is Iowa.
that.
This is an Iowan Walmart.
That's
Prices
why
will
I
be a little
went.
different.
I went because I was like, oh my God. My friend was
Eh,
like, you probably shouldn't go to that Walmart like at that time of night. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, it's probably not
crackheads,
safe. I was like, oh God.
crackheads.
Okay. See, I like it better without the dress over the t-shirt. You know? Like
while you were while you
t-shirt's
were not
just so my
listening,
style.
I mentioned crackheads, and I went, eh. Oh God, yeah. I mean, it
Crackheads.
looks great without the dress or with the dress. Either way, it looks fabulous. Very 90s, very early 90s. But we could definitely get pictures of you in the convertible. Definitely have to get you in a Mustang convertible for pictures for
I'm
this.
so jealous that you own a fucking convertible. Like all the time I want to rent one and you actually have one.
You don't have to rent one when you're down here.
I know, but I want one in general. Check out this sweater.
Okay, you are definitely giving me Rachel Green vibes right now. Am I the only one that's noting this? This is so Rachel. Or no, Monica? No, Rachel.
It's just it's
Rachel.
just good.
I'm gonna go with Rachel.
What I've done here is I've like blended a whole bunch of like different styles together.
Okay, do you want me to get you like Kurt Cobain, like the Platinum album for your birthday? Because this is what you're, no, for Christmas, I'm sorry. Because this is what you're screaming for me like right now.
My
You
hair is
know?
too clean.
No, it's not.
Like I'm saying like Kurt Cobain's like very dirty looking.
This is this is true. But you don't have to look dirty looking to have the Cobain look. I don't think
It
that is.
helps.
It does help. This, yeah, correct.
I mean, his hair was like super dirty.
I'm not no clean. Like I understand, but showers are important.
Yeah.
They're very important, and we're very thankful that we
Dude,
have indoor plumbing
my parents' shower wouldn't get hot this morning. It was miserable.
in Venice.
Here, today, at my house, the water wouldn't get hot in the shower this morning. And it was just like, I couldn't have a hot shower. It's just like cold water. I'm like, damn.
Oh, the woes of the life of living in Iowa.
Well, I mean, not being able to have a shower of your liked temperature,
Mm-hmm.
it's a bad way to start the day. Just gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like a cooler shower.
You do.
Yes, I
Oh, I
do.
like hot.
No. I like a cooler, sometimes cold shower.
Is that because of Florida heat or?
It tends to be because of the humidity. I handle the
Yeah, it's cold
humidity.
here right now.
Yeah, it's hot and sticky. That is,
Still?
it's always 365 days a year. It is hot and sticky. It's
That's
always hot.
not true. I've been to Florida and it's like windy and cold.
Yeah, and it's sticky. There's always sticky. It's always humid. There's never a day when it's not humid, and it's just, it has to be humid. Actually, funny enough, when Florida gets cold, it usually gets quite foggy. You ever noticed? So usually on a cold day, it'll be sunny but kind of foggy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's on. It's just its own. Oh, shut up! Talking to Twix. She's not
Well, I'm
comfortable.
glad I got to show you my Walmart haul.
I love
There was
this.
one more thing.
One more.
This like shirt that I legit haven't seen since like the early 2000s where
Are
it
you
has
sure? Are you sure this Walmart hasn't restocked since '93? Because I really feel like this is stuff that they had on their shelves, and like, I mean, how many people are buying from
no,
this
they feel
Walmart?
new like
Oh,
but you never know.
you never know. It's
Look at it.
Walmart.
Can you see it? It's like one of those shirts where like it has like this weird like angly thing where it looks like there's like a like you're wearing a shawl on top of a shirt. I don't know. Like it'll like.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah,
Do you see how it'll like come up like around?
Yes.
It's so 90s. Like I like saw it and I was like, oh.
Whoa. Whoa. Heel. Hey, heel. No,
I know people have on earbuds.
Whoa.
I know you'll have to.
God. But all seriousness, though, like I believe that they've had that in their storage since like late 90s. Come on, I mean it's fucking Iowa. You like think like Alaska, out of all places, would have like their Walmart has stock from like the late 90s. Arkansas,
there were more things. There were
probably has
more
the same thing.
things that I wanted to get at this Walmart. Like I tell you, that Walmart was gold. Like they had these like they had these dresses that were like, it was a dress, but it was long underwear, but it was a dress. Like it was like I wanted it so bad. Like I was like, but they didn't have it in a small. I wanted an extra small because it looked like a fucking like, you know, it was like like it would fit me big. It was so cool. I was like, where do you even find this kind of thing? Like
You're making me very thankful that I live down in Florida.
It was so cool. Like I was like, it was like that weird like waffle fabric.
I know what you're talking about.
And
yes.
then but it was a dress.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh, I love it. Like it looks so 90s. Like it just looks so grungy too. And it was like a black, like a kind of grayish black. I was like, yes.
My dad had a pair of those. It's like a thermal underwear kind of.
Yeah, long underwear,
Yeah, long underwear. And well, he had it because he did plumbing and heating, and in the winters he'd wear that, and then he would wear overalls, like a thick pair of overalls.
Well, like Carhartts.
Oh my god, I'm telling you, like as a kid, like you see your parent like that, and you're like, whoa. It's just like full on, you know, just like this is the tough man, you know, or tough woman or whatever the fuck. It's just fucking cool, you know?
Long underwear?
I don't know. It just changes your like perspective of somebody. You know, it's like a hard worker, you know, like working, you know, like just 7 to 11,
temperatures.
You know? Yeah, harsh temperatures.
That's what Brett does. He's out there.
So in the land.
In the long underwear, doing the cold stuff. Yeah.
Fucking A. Yeah, we're just having audio and internet connections, and we love y'all, but we're going to wrap this.
I wanted to tell everyone that I bought fleece-lined tights. That's all that I've... Okay, but yeah, we have to wrap it up because my computer's screwed up.
Yeah, and we're really fucked with time. But we had a great time. I mean, we talked about flow state and how corporate America fucked us in the ass, you know, like a dildo that we got stuck and we had to go to the ER for, and all that jazz.
Not in a good way.
Not in a good way, absolutely not. But hey, we had fun for an hour, right?
It was a good hour to escape.
Oh yeah. Yes, indeed. And if you want to find more of the podcast, you can find us at American Groove Pod. And of course, that's where you'll be able to reach out to Karissa if you want to learn more. And of course, we have our Lost in the Groove. We're available on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Lost in the Groove Pod. And what's the best thing we could do for the podcast, Karissa, before we end this?
Write us a review.
Yes,
even
please.
If it's like a word that just says, awesome.
Yeah, with an exclamation point. Simple as that. All right, we love y'all. We'll catch you on the next one. This has been American Groove. Bye, everybody.
Bye, bye.
Bye, bye.